7 Johnny Carson guests who died in the most mysterious ways. For 30 years, Johnny Carson invited America's biggest stars into our living rooms, and his warm smile and easy laugh made viewers feel like they were watching old friends catch up over coffee. But behind some of these seemingly casual conversations lurked darker fates. A surprising number of Carson's guests would later die under circumstances so bizarre and unexplained that they continue to generate speculation decades later. There's something unsettling about watching these Carson interviews now, as one former Tonight Show producer revealed. You're seeing these vibrant, talented people completely unaware of the strange and sometimes sinister circumstances that would eventually claim their lives. What makes these deaths so haunting is the stark contrast between the controlled, well-lit safety of Carson's stage and the chaotic, often inexplicable circumstances of these guests' final moments. The same celebrities who bantered comfortably under the studio lights would later become crime scenes that continue to baffle investigators. In the next few minutes, we'll explore 7 of Carson's most memorable guests who later met in so mysterious they continue to generate headlines and investigations years, sometimes decades, after their deaths. But first, it's necessary to understand the strange case of a woman who appeared on Carson's show more than 100 times, whose comedic chemistry with the host delighted millions, and whose death on a Mexican beach has become one of Hollywood's most enduring mysteries. Carol Wayne, the mysterious fate of Carson's matinee lady, was instantly recognizable to millions of Tonight Show viewers in the 1970s and early 1980s as the buxom, seemingly ditzy matinee lady from Art Fern's Tea Time movie sketches. With her breathless delivery and apparent inability to grasp the host's obvious innuendos, Wayne created one of Carson's most beloved recurring characters. She wasn't just another pretty face, as a comedy historian explained. She brought genuine comic timing and a specific kind of wide-eyed innocence that perfectly complemented Carson's sleazy Art Fern character, and their chemistry was remarkable. This professional success stood in stark contrast to Wayne's turbulent personal life. Behind her bubbly on-screen persona were financial problems, relationship issues, and according to friends, an increasing dependency on alcohol and drugs. These challenges intensified in 1982 when The Tonight Show was shortened from 90 minutes to 60 minutes, eliminating the Tea Time movie sketches that had been Wayne's primary source of income. In January 1985, 3 years after her last Tonight Show appearance, Wayne traveled to the Mexican resort town of Manzanillo with a companion named Edward Durst. According to Durst's statements to authorities, the two argued on January 10th, after which Wayne allegedly left their hotel room to take a beach walk, leaving behind her passport and all possessions, and never returned. 3 days later, local fishermen discovered Wayne's body floating in the shallow waters of Santiago Bay, about 12 meters from her hotel. She was 42 years old. The circumstances immediately raised red flags, as drowning in calm, shallow water is unusual for a healthy adult, especially one reportedly afraid of water and not known to swim in the ocean. Adding to the suspicion was the fact that Durst left Mexico immediately after filing a missing person report, before Wayne's body was discovered. The official ruling was accidental drowning, but no thorough autopsy was performed, and the investigation was cursory at best. Adding another layer of mystery is Durst's connection to another unexplained death. In 1974, he had been with actress Diane Linkletter on the day she fell to her death from a 6th-floor window. The statistical improbability of one individual being present for 2 unusual deaths of entertainment figures has kept suspicion alive for decades. What makes Wayne's death particularly poignant is how thoroughly it contrasted with the vivacious character she portrayed, a woman who brought laughter to millions, yet met an end shrouded in circumstances so murky the truth may never be known. When Bob Crane sat across from Johnny Carson in the 1960s and early 1970s, viewers saw a charming, quick-witted star at the height of his fame as the lead in the wildly successful World War II comedy Hogan's Heroes. Crane projected an all-American wholesomeness paired with just enough roguish charm to make his character's clever schemes believable. He was television's perfect leading man for that era, appearing trustworthy and slightly mischievous all at once. What neither Carson nor his audience could have suspected was that behind this carefully maintained public image lurked a private life, so at odds with Crane's clean-cut reputation that its eventual exposure would shock even Hollywood's most jaded observers. When Crane was found brutally murdered in a Scottsdale, Arizona apartment on June 29, 1978, the investigation revealed a hidden life that would forever overshadow his professional achievements. Investigators discovered hundreds of photographs and videos documenting Crane's obsessive sexual activities, material showing him with countless women in explicitly compromising situations. Central to both Crane's secret life and the murder investigation was his friendship with John Henry Carpenter, a Sony sales manager who introduced Crane to early video technology. The two reportedly used this technology to record Crane's encounters, creating an extensive library of homemade pornography. On the night of June 28th, Crane performed in a dinner theater production in Phoenix, and the next day, he was found bludgeoned to death in his apartment, likely with a camera tripod. Despite circumstantial evidence pointing toward Carpenter, including blood in his rental car, matching Crane's rare blood type, flawed forensic methods, and a poorly handled investigation weakened the case. Carpenter was tried 16 years later and acquitted, maintaining his innocence until his death. What makes Crane's case particularly unsettling is how completely his death rewrote his legacy, transforming him from sitcom star to the subject of one of Hollywood's most enduring murder mysteries. When Sam Cooke appeared on The Tonight Show on February 7, 1964, he was not just another musical guest, but a revolutionary artist at the height of his powers. That night, he performed A Change Is Going to Come, a powerful civil rights anthem inspired by his own experiences with segregation. Just 10 months later, on December 11, 1964, Cooke's life ended under circumstances so bizarre and contradictory they remain hotly debated. The official account claimed he was justifiably shot by a motel manager after attacking her, but family members, historians, and scholars have long questioned this version. According to reports, Cooke checked into a motel with a woman who later claimed she fled after he became aggressive, and Cooke allegedly burst into the manager's office wearing only a jacket and shoes, attacking her before being shot. The investigation was remarkably brief, lasting only 30 minutes, with numerous inconsistencies unexplored. Cooke's body showed signs of a severe beating, and key witnesses raised questions of credibility. When examined within the broader context of Cooke's rising influence as a civil rights figure and business owner, the hasty closure of the case becomes even more troubling.